when a wrestler, especially a renowned and really famous wrestler, wins a title like the World Championship, it is a big deal. But when they win something that is lower than that, for example, the US Championship or Intercontinental Championship, sometimes it might feel like a demotion. Don't get me wrong, any championship is amazing. I didn't even know that the US Championship is a demotion, but apparently it is because it's not the whole world, it's just one continent. However, John Cena treated this utmost respect. He really cared about the title and he really cared about the people he was working with. And this shows you a true talent, person who really cares about their job, who really loves what they are doing, and one and only that you need to keep in your company. Alright, let's check out why John Cena's US Open Challenge run was truly epic. This video is by Sportskeeda Wrestling. If you want to check out the original one, head there. If you want to check out my reaction, stick around. What a legend of a guy, honestly. I'm gonna just lower it a bit from my side.
John Cena. He was the face of WWE for well over a decade and remained a main event player for a majority of his active in-ring career.
Yep.
However, there was an interesting phase in his career that was established, and it really set his status as a WWE veteran, but also one that could showcase new, young, up-and-coming WWE superstars.
Yep.
Yes, we're talking about John Cena's United States Open Challenge. Let's get into it. This is Sportskeeda Wrestling. I'm Kevin.
I don't know what
Let us
Open
know
Challenge
you think of
means,
this
so
period
let's
of
check
John
this
Cena's
out.
career in the
Maybe he was
comments below.
challenging anyone
Before
for the
we talk
title.
about how it all started, let's get into how Cena, who was a super big star at the time, became the United States champion in the first place, a mid-card championship.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
Felt out of the realm of what
Like
he was
a demotion.
doing. Following the 2015 Royal Rumble, Cena started to feud with the then United States champion Rusev, who was undefeated at the time. The Bulgarian Brute also defeated Cena at the Fastlane Premium event
Rusev.
and was riding high in his success. But then Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect did not give up and challenged Rusev for the championship at WrestleMania 31.
Okay.
A big stage, an interesting one for Cena to challenge
That's
for a title that oddly had been away from him for years. It was only something he was really associated with in the early years of his career. This was the place where Cena finally won the United States Championship after 10 years. He had held the championship before in his career in 2004, but at the time, he was really a rookie trying just to make a name for himself. This was a completely different circumstance.
Yeah.
But now he was certified as a main event star, and had him holding the U.S. title, instantly making it feel more interesting. Where were they going with this? Even though Rusev had been a monster champion during his tumultuous reign, it still carried the air of a lower card championship, or something that would really just be a championship you did before you went up to the Cena level, where he was around the world title all the time. In the following episode of Monday at Raw, Cena introduced the United States Open Challenge. The idea was simple. Each week on Raw, Cena would defend his title against any wrestler willing to step up and challenge him.
That's
for
like
the title.
real dedication.
How idealistic. How very John Cena.
Yeah.
And his first opponent was Dean Ambrose.
Okay.
Despite the two
That's
meeting
not a
in the ring a few
mid-carder.
times before, the post-Mania audience was ecstatic about what ended up being one of the best WWE television matches in quite some time. The match was exciting, and Ambrose pushed Cena to his limits,
But he didn't
setting
win,
the tone for this high-caliber match series that would follow. It wasn't just about someone in a new scenario with Cena, but it was about Cena wrestling in new styles and in an exciting way. Cena wanted to prove himself as a fighting champion.
Maven?
He had done this before, but this was different. He was showcasing a unique, different, deeper aspect of his wrestling ability. He faced a diverse array of opponents, from rising stars to established veterans, each
That
eager
is
to
really
prove
awesome.
themselves against one of the biggest names in WWE.
Because one thing about like really like famous wrestlers out there who are really good at their job and they love it, they also pay attention to upcoming wrestlers and new wrestlers, and they try with their own fame and their own career to push them forward and guide them into greater things. And And I love that. That is so respectful.
Open Challenge not only showed to prove themselves against one of the biggest names in WWE. This Open Challenge not only showcased Cena's resilience, but also provided a platform for other talents to shine.
Yep.
Additionally, Cena also successfully defended the United States title against Rusev in a rematch at the Extreme Rules event in a Russian chain match and at Payback in an I Quit match. In the next few weeks, his U.S. Open Challenge was answered by Stardust,
Cody.
Bad News Barrett, Kane, and he had great bouts with each of them.
What?
Then, on the May 4th
And he
episode
won
of
every
Monday Night
single
Raw,
one?
the show took place in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. The anticipation was high when everyone wondered who would step up and answer Cena's Open Challenge. Cena was waiting in the ring, and then suddenly, WWE Hall of Famer and Canadian legend in Canada, Bret Hart? He hit the ring and came out, and the Hitman was left in shock. However, Bret Hart wasn't there to compete.
But he's older,
he was
though,
there
yeah.
to introduce Montreal's own
Sami
Zayn, who was then part of NXT, which was blowing up at the time. The crowd erupted in cheers for their own
Okay, I didn't
countryman
know
in
that.
Zayn, and made
Yeah,
his
we
main
love
roster
Zayn.
debut into something highly memorable, creating a surreal
أهلاً
environment
وسهلاً
as he
يا
prepared
زين.
and entered the ring
Welcome.
to take on John Cena in his first match on the main roster. What a scenario, right?
Nice,
what
yeah.
an environment. In his excitement, though, Zayn dislocated his shoulder
No
while
way.
engaging in the audience during his entrance.
He didn't even start the match, and he was so excited about it that he dislocated his shoulder, you guys. Okay, I guess there is something like too excited. How can you like just sit there and raise your arm as a wrestler, as a professional wrestler, a person who does sports for a living? Oh, poor guy. That is so sad. That's so unlucky.
Reflecting on the incident while engaging in the audience during his entrance. Reflecting on the incident during an episode of the New Day Feel the Power podcast, Zayn discussed the unfortunate injury, and he said, "I didn't really know what happened at the time because it happened so fast. I think it popped out and popped right in right away. So quick that there was almost some denial." Despite the injury, Zayn gave a
continued the
gutsy
match.
performance
No
and
way.
ended up wrestling for over 10 minutes with a
guys.
dislocated shoulder
No
against
way.
Cena. Although he lost the match,
my
he earned a
God.
standing ovation from his
Definitely.
hometown crowd. He entered that match like a big superstar and
Yeah.
left like a made one. It was the first time that people truly began to understand the significance of what Cena was doing with the US Open Challenge concept and providing opportunities for talents to get elevated. And how could elevating emerging superstars create unforgettable moments and also keep you on your toes as to who was going to get that opportunity next? And the next was Neville, another NXT standout who showcased his high-flying
He's not there
abilities
anymore. I
during
think
his
he doesn't
match
want to
with
even
Cena
work with
and further
WWE
cemented
anymore.
the
He's
Open Challenge's
disappointed.
reputation
At least
for
that's one video I
consistent
watched,
over-the-top
talked about it.
technical spectacles. Yes, John Cena, a technical wrestler. Yeah, he only has 5 moves. But I can shut up. Then next week on Raw on May 18th, to the surprise of everyone, the NXT champion Kevin Owens would answer the challenge. But instead of going
These
for
are
Cena's
awesome
US title,
names.
Owens got involved in a promo battle with Cena, and he declared that
Oh.
he didn't need to accept the Open Challenge as he already had the NXT championship.
Oh.
He also declared that they would fight
Was still in
eventually,
NXT
but it
there?
would be on his terms. Owens then delivered a quick gut kick to Cena, followed by a devastating pop-up powerbomb, standing tall over a lifeless
And he
John
held
Cena
his
with his NXT
title.
championship held high.
Threw it on the ground and
Owens
stepped
made
on
a
it.
powerful statement, especially as someone who was within the WWE ranks, but felt like an outsider on the main roster. It was a moment that signaled great things were in store for the prize fighter. Very few can claim that they laid out Cena in their television debut in front of many people, and Owens is one of the select few who can boast that achievement. A match between the two was announced
Damn,
at the Elimination Chamber event,
Was he
but
a
it
heel?
wasn't for the United States Championship. In a shocking turn of events, Owens defeated Cena in the middle of the ring.
But
no
it wasn't for the-
shenanigans, no outside interference. He beat John Cena clean. The victory
Dude,
was
what?
monumental. Imagine all of the Cena Sucks crowd reacting to that. Yeah, think
Hey.
about that, as it was an extremely rare
Look
thing
at that.
for a debuting wrestler to
Woof.
defeat a top star like Cena in their first major match. You might argue that this should have been for the United States Championship, but it was a topic for maybe another video. Owens was now one of the hottest stars in WWE right out of the gate. A few weeks later, he lost his NXT title to Finn Balor and was officially on the main roster.
What's going on with
Owens
you?
would continue to feud with Cena and face the
the
franchise
pain.
player at the Money in the Bank event. And this time, it was for the U.S. title. And many fans believed this would be the moment that KO would capture it from Cena. However, the match concluded with Cena emerging victorious, evening the score. Despite the loss, Owens wasn't finished. He attacked Cena after the match, delivering a vicious
Heel
pop-up
move, you
powerbomb
guys.
on the ring
I guess he
apron,
was the heel.
leaving a lasting impression.
I mean, he
now
is
the
kinda
rivalry
heel.
was personal,
He's not a
but in the
babyface,
meantime,
per
Cena
se.
continued his U.S. Open
something in
challenge,
mid.
and Cesaro, the Swiss
Randy.
cyborg, answered the challenge, and the two went back-to-back weeks with great matches. For
Because that's
many
what I
years,
think,
Cesaro was
that's
said
my
to be one of WWE's most underrated athletic
can correct
performers
me in the chat.
who could be given an opportunity.
See, I thought that was Maven.
Now was the time to showcase his talents.
But the eyebrows
In his
are not
first
there.
match on July 6th, the Swiss Superman displayed
Please
his
don't hate me.
remarkable power, deadlifting Cena into a suplex
Whoa.
from the ring apron. That's full body strength. There's very few people that
True.
can pull that off.
True.
Both
I mean, look at him.
competitors
Come on,
exchanged
he
near
can do
falls,
that.
keeping the audience on the edge of their seats.
Yep.
The match was filled with high impact moves and dramatic,
Nice.
breathtaking moments. The match ended in a disqualification
Kevin?
when Owens interfered,
Why,
spoiling it all,
Mimi?
attacking both Cena and Cesaro. Despite the finish, many
Like a
believe that this was
fly.
one of the best matches of Cena's career, and one that once again made someone
Okay.
else in the U.S. Open Challenge. I will
Nice.
be a little bit biased. I saw this live, and I kind
Really?
of agree with that sentiment.
Oh my god,
As
you
the
lucky
match
one!
finished in a DQ, Cesaro once again stepped up against Cena's Open
I wanna
Challenge.
live in
And this
America.
match was just as good as the first one. It was a marathon lasting nearly 30 minutes, demonstrating both men's stamina and resilience. Cena eventually secured the victory with an attitude adjustment from the second rope, but not before Cesaro had pushed him to his limit yet again. Although he didn't win the U.S. title, the matches with Cena elevated Cesaro's status within WWE. See where this is going? Following this, fans began to rally behind him, recognizing his talent and just unrelenting work ethic. The momentum that Cesaro gained from these matches carried forward, leading to more significant opportunities and a stronger position within WWE. Who says a wrestler cannot be elevated in defeat? Yeah, those people are not really paying attention. They're just saying someone got buried because they lost a big match. On the other hand, Kevin Owens faced Cena for the third time at the Battleground event. This was the
This
final
actually
chapter
a lot
in the
with
rivalry.
Kevin, yeah.
In this high-stakes, everything-on-the-line match, Cena and Owens delivered yet another thriller. Cena ultimately won the match, but he made Owens tap out. Ooh, yes. The personal one, which pissed off a lot of fans.
I love
how
this
could
reaction,
you do
it's
that
my
to Owens? He's our guy. He'd already made so many people in this
our
angle, and
guy.
Owens was still going to be Kevin Owens no matter what. Many of these same jaded fans claim that this was the perfect time to put the title around Owens and establish him as the superstar that WWE needed, but for some reason, WWE thought it was better to
It's maybe
keep it
too
with Cena
early,
for a
yeah.
little bit longer.
Yeah.
And the loss didn't
Milk
hurt
it
Owens in
more.
the long run. Look at what he achieved after that.
True.
Winning the IC title, going on to the Universal Championship in the
yep.
following year. After this match, Cena set his sights on WWE
Seth?
World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins. It was time for the franchise player, the face of the place, to return to the main event title
Okay.
scene once
I
again.
see
But
that.
both Cena and Rollins had won the respective championships at WrestleMania 31, and while Cena had established himself as a dominant, truly fighting champion,
Mm-hmm.
Rollins was viewed as a weaker chicken shiz champion, cowering away from his opponents, using underhanded tactics, and being a heel to keep the strap around his waist. It made sense to book the feud between the two, and a unique scenario because on the July 27th, 2015 episode of Raw, Cena defended his U.S. Championship against Rollins. During the
Okay.
match, he suffered
won?
a broken nose
What?
at the hands of Rollins' knee.
Ah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Oh
brutal,
my
which ultimately
God.
required surgery, but Cena continued.
Oh my God. Imagine seeing that live. Oh, no. No, that's like a really visible. And like, how can you have a broken nose and still compete and finish a match? Like, what kind of adrenaline, what endorphin, what is going on in there that makes you go through that pain with no problem whatsoever?
Continued the match and went on to brutal, which ultimately required surgery. But Cena continued the match and went on to defeat Rollins. Yeah, he was still
Wow.
super
I
Cena.
mean, at least his
The
nose
sight of
was.
Cena's
Oh
bloody, swollen
no!
face became an
No!
iconic visual,
No!
symbolizing his true
Dude, what the
grit
hell?
and toughness inside the ring. Fans
Oh,
who
you
previously
see
were critical
it?
of Cena's perceived Superman
No,
persona
I could not watch.
were beginning to understand and appreciate him in a completely different way, adding layers of authenticity to his character for that
Definitely.
crowd that simply was always against him, but now was starting to see that maybe they were wrong all along. WWE
Yeah, they love
capitalized
to
on the
see
incident,
a
incorporating
wrestler
it
go
into
through
an
pain.
ongoing storyline, and it became an
They're
important
savages.
point for his feud with Rollins.
They respect
a
that.
title-for-title match was announced for SummerSlam 2015, where
Okay.
both Cena's U.S. title and Rollins' WWE World Heavyweight title would be on the line, making it an all-stakes end to the match.
Uh-oh.
At SummerSlam, they faced off in a thrilling encounter. The match was filled with high drama, near falls, keeping the audience on the edge of their seats. However, the way the match concluded disappointed a lot of people.
What,
on both the
disqualification or
casual
something,
and
like no one won?
die-hard aisles
What happened?
of wrestling. The match
What
ended
happened?
in controversy when former Daily Show comedy host Jon Stewart, acting as special guest host of SummerSlam, interfered and hit Cena with a steel chair,
Why?
allowing Rollins to capitalize and secure the victory. Rollins walked away with both the titles, and a lot of people just asking, what? Now it made sense why
Why?
WWE didn't have Owens beat Cena for the U.S. title.
Why?
They wanted to reserve the accomplishment for Rollins. He
Really?
wasn't seen as a strong world champion, so holding both the WWE and U.S. title gave him some different
Are you
credibility.
kidding me?
He continued to be
Looks like a
a
ding
real
dong.
cheating champion, and adding another title around his waist allowed him to be even more despised. That's
I
what
love
you need a
Seth,
villain
but
to
like
be.
that was
They aren't
unfair
supposed to be
win.
lo-
Why did they not like really make him win by himself without this maneuver? You know, I really dislike these maneuver wins because then I do not appreciate them having the title because I know the way they won it. You know, if he really respectfully won it like Kevin Owens fighting John Cena the first time and winning with no disruptions or whatever, that's respectful. That's what we want to see. Why it's always like this? I hate that they do this all the time.
Loved in response. That's what you need a villain to be. They aren't supposed to be loved. In
Yeah,
response,
they're
Cena
not supposed to
delivered
be
an
loved,
attitude
that's why.
adjustment to the Comedy Central
Ah!
host, and then turned his attention back
But
to
why
Rollins,
not?
determined to reclaim.
Why not? Like, okay, listen. Why don't they make a heel, a villain that is loved? Like, basically, you understand him. You understand his point of view. You understand where he comes from. And somehow he is such a savage and he's so strong by himself, respectfully going there and beating everyone that they have to unite together to beat him. Like with Thanos, you know? Like, Thanos made sense for some people. I mean, he's not loved by any, but you know what I mean. Why don't they make something like that? I would love to see that. And I feel like Gunther is one of those people who can pull that off. Let me know in the comment what you think.
To the Comedy Central host, and then turned his attention back to Rollins, determined to reclaim his U.S. title. And at Night of Champions, he got his title back after defeating Rollins, who put in double duty and also defended the WWE Championship against Sting that
Sorry,
night. Following this,
today
he
I'm a bit
resumed his open
cray-cray.
challenge for the title on Raw and faced stars like Xavier Woods, Big E, Dolph Ziggler. The success of Cena's U.S. Open Challenge seemed as though everything was building up to a big moment when Cena would drop the championship to someone in the mid-card who needed that strong, lasting push. He had already put over Owens and Rollins in different ways, but everyone
Alright.
wanted to see who could be made next
Sami?
by taking the title from Cena. Cena announced an open challenge at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view, and to the surprise of everyone, Zeb Coulter. Yeah, you may know him as Dutch Mantel, and you can check him out over on the Sportskeeda Wrestling WrestleBinge YouTube channel. He had previously managed Jack Swagger, and he came out and introduced his new wrestler he was managing.
Okay, not him. Okay.
Alberto Del Rio as the challenger.
I genuinely thought that guy's gonna be wrestling in Hell in a Cell against John Cena. Oh my god. I was like, what are you doing? Is this a joke? Okay, let's see who he's introducing.
Wrestler
geez.
he was managing, the returning Alberto Del Rio as the
Alberto
challenger.
Del Rio.
Del Rio had been absent from WWE for over a year, making his return a surprising moment.
Sorry,
The crowd
I don't
was
know this guy.
startled by the surprise.
Oh, they loved it.
Yeah. And even more when Del Rio defeated Cena in
Whoa.
just 7 minutes to
No.
win the U.S. title. This turned out to be an odd decision in retrospect, as Del Rio did not do much with the title. Lost to Kalisto just a few months later.
Oh my
It
god,
just
why do
didn't
they do
feel
this?
like it did when Cena.
Wait, I feel like history is repeating itself nowadays. Why are they doing this? Why do you take it from a prominent artist? Wrestler. They're artists in a way. And then you just take it like that just to like lose it. Like, what's the point? It means nothing. It literally means nothing. It's no value whatsoever. Just for the wrestler to lose it. Like, makes no sense. Nada. Really weird today. I'm sorry.
At it. Kalisto just a few months later. It just didn't feel like it did when Cena had it. The U.S. title, this specific one that Cena had, never got the same respect it had when Cena had it. It just felt like a drop-off. Cena decided to take some time off and pursue his other ventures, making movies and
That's why he needed to lose it fast. Yeah, now it makes sense.
Cena's U.S. title reign was a bit underwhelming. This run was still remarkable overall, providing some of the best matches and moments of his completely historic career. After the U.S. Open Challenge, that all changed. Those same jaded fans began to cheer him more, recognizing and appreciating his undying work ethic, his dedication to improving WWE overall, no matter how broad that statement may be. This period stands as a testament to Cena's ability to adapt and thrive in an ever-evolving world of professional wrestling, especially at the highest level in that genre that is WWE. Many wrestlers have attempted to replicate Cena's success with their own open challenges, which itself, the open challenge, was something that's been done in wrestling. But did everyone ever do it the way John Cena did it? I don't think so.
Nope.
What do you think? Let us know in the comments below.
I don't know, actually. I would love to tell you things, but I don't know things, so I cannot tell you things. That's the thing. But I think the comments can tell you things. Let's check out some comments. Cena absolutely carried the US title in 2015. He made a mid-card title no one cared about feel like a world title. Even US didn't care about the US title? Wait, what? What about today? Like Logan Paul has it. Do you even care? Or it doesn't matter? Really? One of the reasons this worked for him One of the reasons this worked for him as well is he treated the title like it was the biggest title of the industry. Lots of big stars that go down to a mid-card title see it as a demotion, exactly. But he saw it as a way to introduce new stars because he cared about the NXT stars that are transmissioning and getting new audience, and they needed this bit push on help. And especially Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, I bet they are really grateful for this opportunity, and I really love that. It shows that they really care, especially that he knew like sooner than later he's gonna go and do other things, so why not? This run by Cena was excellent, a top star making the mid-card title feel important but also bringing the best out of those he worked with. Exactly. I feel like everybody agrees with this, so I think everybody agrees that it was really epic. It's an amazing run and he did a great job. But that is it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe for more. Check out my Patreon for more WWE content, patreon.com/supportbunny. I will leave a link in the description down below. Have a wonderful day and see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Bye!